Mike, they brought me on today to teach you or to tell you that you can actually make money betting on the NFL draft, which sounds crazy, right? So if we go back to 2001, I could have put odds on who's going to be the number one pick in the NFL draft 2001. Maybe I would have said LaDainian Tomlinson. I don't know. But you ended up the number one pick. We would have made some money. So this year, the odds for the number one pick, the top guy is Kayvon Thibodeau, the pass rusher from Oregon. And the Detroit Lions, as of right now, the Detroit Lions look like they'll have that first pick. So Thibodeau's number one. Matt Corral, the quarterback of Ole Miss, is number two. And then your guy, Baby Vick, Malik Willis. So number two odds would be Matt Corral, Ole Miss.
Okay, got you. I might ask some questions, so just be ready.
Yeah, you're good. And then the number three odds at plus 500, Malik Willis at Liberty, who I know you're connected to. A lot of people love the way he runs the ball, the strong arm. Number four is Carson Strong at Nevada. Number five is Kenny Pickett at Pittsburgh. So obviously four quarterbacks in the mix, and then one really, really good pass rusher. But I'm excited to hear what you think about Malik Willis. They actually play this weekend, Ole Miss and Liberty, so we'll get to see the top two quarterbacks on the same field. But obviously the running ability, the strong arm, it's easy to look at Malik Willis and say, oh, that looks really familiar to number 7 that we saw coming out of Virginia Tech.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you look at Malik Willis, he got all the skill sets. And while you mentioned his ability to run and pass, I think more important, his decisiveness, his ability in the pocket to make quick decisions and get the ball out of his hands. That's what he's shown to do at a highly effective rate. And I really like when he pulled the ball down. Even going up against Matt Corral this week, he does the same thing. So it'll be a good, intriguing matchup. But Malik Willis has got all the intangibles to play next level. And I think from the shoulders up, that's where he's really going to be able to get it done in the National Football League, because that's what I'm always watching. I know about the athleticism, and I love it. I can see it in a lot of guys, but can you play from the neck up, when it's called for, when it's a necessity? And I think he's learning that through the big games. This is going to be a big test for him this week. And I like the fact that they're playing against some stiffer competition.
Yeah, one thing that I look at when I evaluate him is he is doing it without a lot of NFL talent around him. So you like Matt Corral at Ole Miss, has some NFL talent. At Liberty, like he's it. And so I know a lot of people ask me like, oh, he threw 3 picks against Syracuse. He's throwing to guys who will never sniff the NFL. And I think that's when I watch, that's important to remember. When you watch guys like that, do you see kind of like we're saying with Mahomes, where like you're almost trying to will your team to victory because you know that it's all on you?
And then first of all, the scrutiny that comes along with playing the quarterback position force you to press naturally. So you'll go into a game knowing that, look, we're not the better of the two teams right now, but I got to do a little bit more. And, that leads to being sometimes indecisive, a little bit of anxiety, which, causes errant throws. And, you're just not on top of your game. So, the thing is, as scouts watch him, they'll visualize him around talent. Just look at how they surrounded Dak Prescott with so much talent over the years. You get in a situation like that, and you might have to fall in the draft a couple slots, but the later you fall, the better the team, the better the structure. I'm not wishing that for him, but, big talent around you, to your point, is imperative. You got to have it.
No, you're absolutely right. I think about Josh Allen all the time. When I watch guys like that, I remember watching him at Wyoming. When he was playing for Wyoming, went to Iowa to scout him, and they just got absolutely destroyed. Iowa just whipped him, and he had a bad game. But it was like, man, there's nothing around this guy. So no, I do think that's a huge point. I'm excited for that game. Yeah, 11 o'clock Saturday morning just to watch those two quarterbacks on the same field. And I think both guys will get their best game because they know, like, every general manager that needs a quarterback is going to be at that game watching those two play.
So in terms of odds right now, Matt Corral is ahead of Malik Willis. Did I hear that correctly?
He is. He's plus 300 and Malik Willis is plus 500. So a lot of season left, right? A lot of season left, and then the Senior Bowl, combine, things like that. But it seems like these things go week to week. If you throw an interception, it seems like you go down, and then the other guy comes up.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's going to always be that way. All eyes on the quarterback at all times. But like I said, Malik Willis has been a guy who I've been able to watch closely. Liberty is in Virginia. That's where I'm from. So it's a strong connection there. I spoke to Malik a couple of times, and he's definitely excited about his future. I will say that, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited for Matt Corral too. I really like what he brings to the table in terms of offense. Another guy who can pull the ball down, zone read it, and call a draw. He can hang in the pocket and do his thing. So, you know, this is not the most quarterback-friendly draft, as recent years. But, you know, we got a couple gems in the draft. I do think the kid from Oregon is going to go early, though. Number one, he needs to go to Detroit for sure.
Yeah, right. When you look at Malik, what difference I've always wondered this. Does it bother you if people are like, oh, that guy reminds me of Mike Vick? You know, because we've seen it over the years, like RG3, Lamar Jackson, you know, it's like Kyler Murray to some degree. It's anytime there's this like uber athletic, strong-armed quarterback. Does that bother you at all?
No, it's an amazing thing. That's what I played the game for. I played the game to leave my mark on the game. I played the game to leave a legacy. But I never knew that playing my brand of football would transcend and revolutionize to something totally different 20 years later than the day I got drafted in 2001. And there was always questions around my game. And do I need to transcend into the prototypical pocket passer? So in 2004, they brung in the West Coast system. We tried it. I still ran for 900 yards that year, Dave. It's like if I feel pressure, if I'm not comfortable, you know, I'm going to get low. And that was the long and short of it. But I still got my teammates involved. It's still a way to play the game, still be a productive passer and an elusive runner all in one whop. And that's what these guys are giving us now at a higher rate with better coaching. I won't say my coaches wasn't qualified. It's just a little more enhanced as far as systems now.
Hey, Matt, Mike and I were both trendsetters. There are a lot of short white wide receivers on almost every NFL team. These
Julian Edelman,
Danny Amendola,
right?
You know, Cole Beasley,
for sure.
Right? Yeah, you fit the mold, bro.
Mike, I guess that Matt, I want to ask a question like Matt did. Who are you compared to coming out of the draft? I don't even
me.
Yeah, because if everyone's comparing themselves to you,
no comparison.
No one.
There's no comparison. No, I won't be arrogant in that sense. I'll say if you can compare me to anybody, I would say Donovan McNabb. If you look at what he did at Syracuse, he had an amazing career. And then he was drafted by Andy Reid in the first round, second pick of the 99 draft. That's what gave me hope. That's what made me believe that as a black quarterback playing my style of play, that I had a chance, because I seen Donovan get drafted, you know, and then I had somebody to compare my career to. I had somebody to measure my skills up to, and I wasn't afraid of that stereotype no more, because I felt like barriers was broken in that 99 draft, thanks to amazing general managers and guys like Andy Reid and coaches who collectively, I guess, felt like, you know, this is what we can win with. And that gave me a vote of confidence, man. So they'll never know. Well, hopefully they do know what that did for me as a quarterback at the time, because people told me to switch my position when I got to college.
Who else was who else were the quarterbacks that year?
Akili Smith, I want to say.
Tim Couch.
Tim Couch, Dante Culpepper.
Right. Cade McNown.
I think there were
five.
Sean King. And you know, Cade was elusive. I think the only guy who didn't have mobility was Tim Couch. Mm-hmm. Everybody else could move, like dual threat type of quarterback. So it's just a fun draft, man. One I'll never forget, man. And like I say, shout out to them general managers and organizations who made that jump.
Mike, I got to tell you, that was the day of my senior prom, man. I missed a big part of my senior prom to watch your draft. I swear to God, this is a true story. We could find the girl I went to senior prom with, because I was like, I went to pick her up and her dad had the draft on, and I was like, thank God, let's just sit down for a little bit and watch the draft, because
that's hilarious.
I didn't really care about anything but the draft.
I was already off the board. I didn't sit long.
Yeah, you were gone.
I had like 4 minutes.
Picks, right? Right? Yeah, that green room
thank God,
was very short. God.
Yeah. Yes. Very humbling day, man. I was just ecstatic that my family was there. We enjoyed every minute of it, man. It was a great moment in my lifetime, I should say.
Yeah, Mike, I do want to ask, you said you spoke to Malik Willis. What advice do you give a guy like that? I mean, where you're headed into the final stretch of such a huge part of his career.
Yeah. I checked in just to make sure his mentals was right as far as and it was early in the season, executing and being in tune with the game plan and knowing that most importantly, you have to step onto the field and be ready mentally, not physically. I can look at you and see if you're ready physically, but I can't look at you and see if you're ready mentally. And the only way you can go prove that is just through your numbers and your efficiency. And I just wanted to make sure that he understood how important that was this season and moving forward beyond, because, you know, you play the game of football as a quarterback, you know, with your competence. And that's the only way you're going to be able to get through games. Competence and composure and being that true leader that you know you can be. You can grow into your own as a leader, but I think most importantly, I just wanted to reiterate to him that playing the game from, you know, a mental standpoint is probably the most important thing that he can focus on this season.
No, I love it. And it's huge because you're right. I can watch tape all season, but from January until the end of April, it's about evaluating like the head up for the quarterback.
Yep.
Because
absolutely
you watch film, but it's everything else that goes into it.
You have to take pride in that.
We'll see a lot of those two on Saturday. I can say, you know what, this is it goes to show you that gambling is not just to win a couple dollars here and there. It's for entertainment value. Because I had no idea that Matt Corral was that high on people's boards. I heard of Malik Willis, but like
that shocked me.
That is just education right there. So Matt coming in the betting academy, telling us, informing us what we can bet on, getting some good tidbits out of Mike. Maybe helped you in your draft, your analysis. Great.
I also like Kenny Pickett too. I'm sorry, Dave.
Yeah, you're allowed to. Anyone interrupt me? I'm a blabbermouth. But yeah, I mean that's great stuff, Matt. Thanks. You got to come on again when the year is over. Break down the draft for us, see if these picks move at all, and get some more. You know, if you want to, if they allow you to bet on the 7th round.
You know, I don't know if they do. We can find a way. There's got to be someone out there.
Let me tell you what you're looking for in the 7th round. You're looking for a lot of try-hard guys. You're looking for a lot of guys that have to change positions.
Got a motor.
Yeah, they got coach's a motor. Son. Yeah, they have coach's son.
Determination.
Yeah, I remember being told all those things. Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, thanks, Matt, for coming on. And that's the Betting Academy for this week. Make sure to sign up and subscribe at thegamingsociety.com and hit that follow button at The Gaming Society on all social platforms.